If you guys love the Karambit Fire and Ice, then you're probably going to like this video too, because this is the ultimate Fire and Ice themed CSGO inventory. Let's jump right into it. Hey, what's up guys, it's Tuber here and welcome back to a brand new video. And today guys, obviously we're going to be checking out the ultimate Fire and Ice themed inventory. But what makes an inventory a Fire and Ice inventory? Well, basically one side is going to be red, one side is going to be blue, there's going to be some red gloves, blue gloves, and it's all going to be tied together with the legendary Karambit Marble Fade Fire and Ice. This video is going to be an absolute banger, so I hope you guys do end up enjoying it. And also guys, if this video does hit 2,000 likes in the first week, we're going to be giving away one of the skins that we check out today. And guys, real quick, we do have a quick word from our sponsor, but then we'll get straight into it. Welcome everybody to Opera GX, the world's first gaming browser. Opera GX is essentially a web browser that has lots of features and also doesn't really use a lot of your CPU or RAM, so you can get the best possible gaming experience. I will have my link in the description down below, so if you guys are interested in downloading it, check it out in the description down below. But first of all guys, I have a few things to talk about. So the first thing we're going to talk about obviously is GX control. So it's essentially a way to control how much of your CPU and RAM the browser uses. Also, you can control your network. You can limit your network. And then of course you can limit your CPU and your RAM very easily. Just click on this button right here and drag, and that's it. Of course, they also have the GX player, which allows you to control Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube Music directly from the browser, so it makes it incredibly easy. They also have Twitch and Discord integration. Basically, with Twitch integration, you'll get notified every time your favorite streamers go live. And then, of course, Discord is literally just regular Discord, but through a browser. The design and customization is also really nice. I like the aesthetic of this. It's essentially a gaming browser, so it looks the part. It's basically just dark with neon colors, and you can just customize it to your liking. And then of course you can also change your wallpapers to whatever you want. So essentially every time you go to this page with all your favorites, it'll have your wallpaper. And of course you can just go with the default Windows 10 one, but I mean the other ones look so much better. And on top of that too, they also have the GX corner, which essentially has a release calendar with all the games that are coming out. It has the games that they like. It has free to play games, new interesting games, deals, as well as all the stores. So I want to give a huge thank you to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. And guys, without further ado, let's jump right into it. The CT side is red and the T side is blue. For the red side, of course, for the CT side, I chose the Driver Glove Crimson Weaves. And let's get into the rest of the skins now. Starting off, of course, we have literally the best red USPS in the game, the Kill Confirmed. Now we have the Dualies Hemoglobin, just some nice clean red Dualies. Now we have the P250 Meritos, just overall a nice red P250 with a really sick design to it. Now for the 5.7, we have the Urban Hazard. So basically it's a red 5.7 with some urban camo obviously to it, and it's overall pretty clean. And of course for the Deagle, we had to go with the Crimson Web because I mean, hey, it's red, it looks like Spider-Man, and it's awesome. Moving on to the heavy, starting off we have the Nova Bloomstick, literally just a red Nova with some flowers on it. Yep. For the Auto Shoddy, of course, we have none other than the Tranquility, just a nice, solid pink and red XM skin. Next up, of course, we have the Mag 7 Heat. I mean, dude, I swear, I burn my hands every time I pick this up, but it does look pretty hot, literally. For the M249, we, of course, have the Nebula Crusader. It has some nice, sick red to it, plus there's a little bit of blue, and it's based on, the old arcades from back in the day. And finally, for the last heavy on the CT side, we have the Negev Molnir, just one of the best heavies in the entire game. Moving on to the SMGs, starting off, we have the MP9 Hot Rod, just a great skin. It's not exactly red, but it's red enough. For the MP7, we have the Bloodsport, just another great skin. It of course has the red accents, it has the word ninja, and it has a cat. So it's pretty much the best of all worlds. Of course, for the UMP, we have the UMP Crime Scene. It's basically both red and blue, so it fits the inventory perfectly. This is a Fire and Ice UMP in my mind. Now we have the P90 Cold Blooded, pretty much one of the reddest P90s in the entire game. Almost looks like a hot rod a little bit, but it does have that little tiny snack. But hey, it's still red, so it still works. Oh, and of course, you guys know it. For the PP Bison, we had to go with the High Roller. Literally one of the dopest PP Bisons in the game. It's red, it has cards, it has dice, it has chips. Come on, it's awesome. Moving on to the rifles on the CT side. Starting off, of course, we have the FAMAS sticks. I don't know why it's called that, but it's basically a red FAMAS with a bunch of skulls on it. For the M4, I chose the M41S Hot Rod, which is essentially the best skin for the M4 category for this inventory, in my opinion. Now, obviously, if you want to go with the M4A4, you can always go with the Howl, but this is just on a much lower budget, kind of. For the Scout, you know it, my favorite Scout in the game, the Scout Dragonfire, just an absolutely insane skin, and also it has a lot of red and blue, so it matches the inventory. Speaking of red, not blue, we have the AUG Hot Rod, literally the reddest AUG in the entire game. It's also one of the most overpriced ones too, but it's red. Beggars can't be choosers. Oh, and speaking of skins that people beg me for every single day, the Op Wildfire, probably one of the most iconic brand new ops in the game. Literally just a red dragon. There's nothing more to say. And finally, to wrap up the CT side of things, before we get into the T side, we have the Scar 20 Crimson Web. It's a red auto. And now, guys, we're moving over to the T side, which basically means that everything is going to be blue. It's going to be the polar opposite. And for the gloves, I went with the Hand Wraps Cobalt Skulls. For the Glock, I chose the Synth Leaf. For the dualies, of course, you guys know it. I picked the Duelist. Moving on to the P250, we have a nice thick Valance. For the Tech 9, you know it, the Decimator. And finally, for the Deagle, of course, there was no better option than the Cobalt Disruption. Starting off with the heavies, we have the Moon in Libra. For the XM, we have the nice simple Slipstream. For the Sawed Off, we have the Serenity. For the M249, we have the Shipping Forecast. And of course, last but not least, for the Negev, we went with the Man-O-War. For the SMG, starting off, we have the MAC-10 Oceanic. Then, of course, for the MP7, we went with the Cirrus. The UMP, we chose the Exposure. When we switched over to the P90, though, we had to go with the Off-World. And finally, for the PP Bison, we went with the Blue Streak. We're on a streak, boys. And finally, moving on to the heavies, starting off, of course, with the Galil, we have the Rocket Pop. And for the AK, we chose the Vulcan. For the Scout, we went with the Blood in the Water. For the SG553, we had to go with the Integral, of course, because it's red and blue. For the Op, we chose the Gungear. I don't know how to pronounce it. And of course, for the G3SG1, we went with the Kronos. And guys, last but not least, of course, we have the knife, which is a Karambit Marble Fade Fire and Ice. And you can go with any kind of Marble Fade Fire and Ice here, but this one specifically is a 9th max. And of course, because it's both red and blue, it really ties the entire inventory back together and makes it just the best inventory you can possibly get, if you're into that kind of thing. But overall, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And guys, if you did end up enjoying it, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, click that bell icon. And if you did watch the video all the way until the end, let me know what was your favorite skin that I checked out in this video. And if you do that, I'll do my best to try to give you guys some hearts if you do it within the first 24 hours. And overall, guys, I have lots of dank content coming out in the future. So yeah. And you know what? Now's your chance to leave some feedback on the channel. So if there's any constructive criticism that you guys have that can help me make better videos, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I am listening. I am wide open, and I'm listening to all your feedback. So, because I want to make the best content that I can, and I feel like just asking you guys for some advice and asking you guys for some constructive criticism can help a lot. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's Turbo, and I'm out. Peace.